This is my informal speech, my public speaking class. This is my audience. This is my one index card that I get. And the speech itself will start now. By a show of hands, how many of you had a hero, or have a hero? Exactly. Everyone has a hero that they aspire to be. Someone to look up to, someone who makes them stronger. When we were all kids, a lot of our heroes were superheroes, like the ones in comics. Heroes who believed in truth, justice, family, honor. That being said, as an avid comic book reader myself, today I'll be teaching you all about the history of comic books and how they've influenced society. It was the 1930s. The Great Depression was still crippling America. World War II was about to begin. Tensions in Europe were high. People were desperate and scared. They didn't know where the next meal was coming. They didn't know who to trust. They didn't know if they were going to get robbed in the next street over. They needed a hero, someone to look up to. So in 1938, Joe Siegel and Grant Sutler gave them one. In 1938, Action Comics #1 was released, introducing the world to Superman. Superman also issued in the golden age of comics. The desperate times of the era and the cheap production costs of comics during the time, you could produce for pennies, skyrocketed comics popularity. Along with Superman, Batman came out, Wonder Woman, Green Lantern, all the Justice League characters. There was a wave of comic books that took the nation by storm. It was incredible. Now, as the World War went on, comics were soon to be inspired by the war effort. For example, Captain America, who in his first issue got to punch Hitler in the face. Another example of an inspiration was Lex Luthor, who, as the arch nemesis of Superman, was inspired by the business tycoons who started the Great Depression. It's now the 1950s, the late 1950s to be exact. The Cold War is now striking America. People don't know who to trust, people don't know who to believe in, there's espionage, there's communism, people are terrified, they're scared to go out of their homes. So we need something that's relatable, someone to believe in, to trust. So in 1958, Stan Lee and Jack Kirby came out with Strange Worlds #1, who introduced the Fantastic Four. Now, the Fantastic Four weren't gods or aliens or people from another time. They were ordinary citizens who, out of the blue, obtained powers and now have to deal with a changing lifestyle. So their character decisions and their personalities were all relatable to an audience, so they were able to be believed in and increase their popularity. Another very relatable character was Spider-Man, who was released in Amazing Fantasy #15. Spider-Man could reach out to any audience. He was a geek in school, he had trouble getting dates, he was bullied in high school, he had a grouchy boss, a not so good job, and he had trouble paying rent. Everyone could believe in this guy. He was a relatable person. Their trustworthiness was what made them popular. Because of their popularity, Marvel was now able to tackle real-world issues, such as X-Men. The X-Men were ordinary citizens as well, but they were born with powers and were ridiculed by society because of it. Even though they fought to defend humans and defend their countrymen, they were still ridiculed by everyone. They didn't know why. This almost perfectly mirrored the racism that plagued the 1950s throughout the 70s. Another inspiration, directly from the Cold War, was Dr. Doom. As a villain, and his obsession for world domination was completely inspired by the Soviet Union's powers during the Cold War. Another one was the Joker, who his terrified audiences to this day is inspired by the anarchist movement during this time, where communism and socialism was almost brought to the United States. During the late 70s and early 80s, comic books as an industry were on a decline. Sales were going down, so writers decided to try and make darker, more innovative comics to revamp their audiences, to try and respark the popularity. So comics such as Daredevil, Punisher, Ghost Rider came out. Darker things that tried to bring audiences something new. Batman started killing people again. Robin died. Things were different. because of these differences, the CCA came involved, or the Comic Code Authority. They fought legally to try and censorize all the comics and what they were producing to children. Thankfully, the comic industries won in their favor legally, so rules changed. They got to say things that they weren't able to say before, such as when Iron Man had to do with alcoholism, or Spider-Man dealing with teenage drugs. Things were shown to kids now that normally wouldn't be shown, even by parents. And it was a very confusing time. Until 1986, when Alan Moore released Watchmen. Watchmen today is on the New York Times top 100 best pieces of literature, number 91. BBC quotes it as the moment comic books grew up. Comic books themselves didn't have to be comic books anymore. They were pieces of literature. They could be anything they wanted to be. They were graphic novels now. For example, comic books could be about anything they want. They didn't have to be about heroes anymore either. For example, some comic books that weren't even about heroes today are The Walking Dead, Star Wars has a few comic strips, even Stephen King tried to write a comic book one time. What it all boils down to is that comic books are an art form. An art form, like any other, is inspired and is influenced by its environment that it's in. So when times are desperate, people need heroes, comic books will give them idols and gods to worship. When times are scary, people need things to trust, they'll give them heroes who are relatable and believable. And today, when there's so many different things going on, comic books will give you whatever you want. Since the beginning, there have been heroes. Since in every situation, there will always be a hero, and for everyone and everything, there is a hero. All I can ask of you is not to lose yours. Thank you, and have a wonderful afternoon. Now, I'll be taking questions at this time, so if any of you would like, please go ahead. Yes.
Can you tell me the CCA again? I didn't really understand what all that.
Oh, the CCA? It's the Comic Code Authority. Basically, like in TV, like public broadcasting system, they have censors that you can't really put things on TV. Same thing for comics. They've been around since the beginning as well, but for some reason, it hasn't really been an issue for the CCA, so it was never really brought up until the Bronze Age, where things started being different and darker. So legally, all of that was happening in the late 80s because comics didn't really try to change anything or do anything risky during the early 80s. Yeah?
So like during the Silver Age, you talked a lot about Marvel. What happened to DC during that time?
All those comics, basically what DC did, they revamped everything. So they basically just reissued all the comics that they released in the Golden Age, but with just a different look. Because they wanted to be more relatable, so they just changed costumes, changed names, did everything. And in today's day, now it's instead of like the multiple universes thing. So like Earth 2 or Earth 1, that's where all the confusion came from, was back then when they revamped all the comics in the 50s. Yeah.
So are all of these like comic book series, or are some of them just like single like, entire books, like just novels?
That's the difference between volumes and issues.
Okay.
Issues are released weekly in comic stores that you can buy for like 25 cents, whereas the volumes could be sold from individual writers producing one big story like a book, or releasing them like month by month in like an issue type thing, like a magazine. So it just depends. Today, the more popular thing is like the bigger ones, the volumes, because now it's a lot more about the individual writers than it is the industry itself. Because now companies like Dark Horse and Image can do their own comics.
Right.
Anything else? Thank you.